Hello, everybody. This is India. This is Vyasa Yoga Yogi University, and this is our best friend from America, from United States, from India at the same time, born in India. Please introduce yourself, and we wanna introduce some little story for everybody.
My name is Satish Gaitonde. I was born in India, lived here for 25 years, but in the last 45 years, I'm living in California, in the United States, and it's my pleasure to talk to these two wonderful people here, Ilya, who's interviewing me, and Olga, who's recording this. And we are at a setting here in Bangalore, India, in the university, a yoga university called Vyasa, and they were here doing their MSc and YIC, which is the yoga instructors course, and I'm a graduate of the postgraduate degree with yoga therapy. So that's how we met in Bangalore, and here goes on our little interview.
Yeah. So maybe please you could tell us with the flow just how you feel and the story that amazed us so much about your problem. And I know that you are a doctor, right, in America.
I'm a physical therapist in America, which is in Europe, it is called physiotherapy. So I've been a physiotherapist for the last 50 years and has been practicing.
50 years.
At this time, my age is 70. And the story that basically Ilya and Olga got attracted to was in our conversation. It so happened they asked me how I came onto yoga. Well, mine is a story, it's a personal story that I suffered from a degenerative disc problem in the lumbar spine at 3 different levels, from L3, L4, L4, L5, and L5 and S1. These 3 discs were bulging, and over a period of 6 years, it progressively got worse to the point that 6 years later, the doctor left me with no choice than neurosurgery on the spine. Before that, I had gone through physical therapy, I had gone through some medications, and the final invasive thing was 2 epidural shots given right into my spine, which did not do any real effect. So my situation was severe pain in the back and complete radiating pain, tingling, numbness in my right lower extremity, almost to the point that I could not walk without stumbling because of the weakness in the right leg. So just 2 weeks before my surgery, my wife happened to wanting to become a certified yoga instructor. And we accidentally found a place in Los Angeles called Vyasa, which is the university, which is the satellite university of this place in Bangalore. So anyway, I joined Vyasa, and in that time, the 3 months that I was going through the course, I slowly noticed my pain getting less and less, and my tingling and numbness in the leg slowly disappearing. And finally, after about 4 months, I realized that I had complete mobility in my spine. I had good strength in my core muscles, which are essentially abdominals, your gluteal muscles, and your back muscles. And very important, the tingling and numbness and the weakness in the right leg completely got converted into no pain. So along with this, I slowly started losing weight. Not that I was actually trying to lose weight, but yoga has a way, like I always tell my friends now, that when you try yoga for one thing, you get 5 other side benefits. Unlike when you take medicine for one thing, you have 5 side effects. This is the main effect of yoga. You may be coming for a primary reason, but all the other secondary things that you never thought of, you are starting benefiting. And that's what happened. I started losing weight. And when I figured out what was happening, technically when you are into deep yoga, meditation, and do yoga the right way, with the way the university at Vyasa teaches you, it not only affects your body, it affects your mind, it affects your breathing part, and it affects your intellectual part of the brain, and finally goes into the final aspect of human existence called the Anandamaya Kosha, which is the sheath of bliss. And that's the main difference between modern medical science in the Western world and the yogic science of the Eastern world. Is in the Western world, we try to treat the symptoms of the body. We do not know anything beyond the body. We try to work with the pain. We may give some patients some things for some weakness. We may show some exercises, all affecting the external body. But yogic science says that there is a little more to the human existence. The person is not just a body. He has the next layer, is called the pranamaya kosha, or the sheath, which has the breathing part of the body, which is the connection between the body and the mind. The mind being the third layer, called the manomaya kosha. The mind is essentially called a place where only thoughts come. This is the area where the first seeds of disease starts. This is the area where you start getting all kinds of emotions: anger, hatred, likes, dislikes, love. All these emotions come into this particular, and slowly the stress factor, when it comes into this area of the mind, it speeds up the thought process. The speed, when it gets to be such a fast pace, it starts affecting the breathing body, and then to the mind, and then of course the outer body. But beyond the mind is the next one, called the intellect sheath, or the Vijnanamaya Kosha, which is the intellect part. That is your knowledge base. That is where you need to gain all the knowledge about your condition, what are your options, how can you treat it. And when you know all these options, then your mind is calm. It takes a very rational, logical, and a good decision, which eventually affects your whole body. And what that does, it takes you to the final layer of the human existence. It's called the Anandamaya Kosha, or the bliss sheath. In that is the area where you are in complete bliss, happiness, peace. That's what, as humans, we try to reach, but we are there most of the time. We see this in our experience every day. Like when you go to sleep, you are in your deep sleep. You have no existence. You have no identity. You don't know your name. You don't know your possessions. Yet, you are absolutely peaceful and happy. And when you wake up, you know that you had gone to bed, that you probably dreamt a little bit, and then you were in this deep sleep. So, according to our Vedic Upanishads, where this particular Panchakosha has been described, it also talks about the human as not just this body, mind, and intellect. That's not what we are. We are beyond this body, mind, and intellect. We are that, what we call as Sat Chit Ananda, which means pure existence, infinite consciousness, and infinite bliss. That is your identity. And that is what you are watching as a witness to this body, this mind, and this intellect. So if you know your true identity, with the great rishis of this country knew Ramana Maharshi, Ramakrishna, Paramahamsa Ramakrishna, or his disciple, the great Swami Vivekananda, and in modern day, our own Guruji, Dr. H.R. Nagendra. He is one of the practicing person of this philosophy of he is not just his body, mind, and intellect. He is beyond that. He lives it. He is living a life here of whatever his responsibilities is. But you will see, if most of people who see him will see, that this man is just the same regardless of what happens on this universe, in this university. Whether he is in US, he's still in his white loincloth and one shirt, that's the same, and a pair of slippers on his feet. Whether he has talked to the Harvard University or whether he has been giving lectures at Stanford on the West Coast or Berkeley, some of these prestigious medical universities in America, I have taken him to these places. He absolutely remains the same because he knows his true identity. It is not this body, this mind, or the intellect. It is a vehicle that we use to move on in this life.
Thank you so much, my friends. It's so deep. And can you please share, what did your doctor say to you when he met you after, you know?
Oh, my doctor, when he saw me, he was surprised. He asked me how I was doing. And I told him, my pain is completely gone. And the symptoms of my leg is completely gone. So he was very curious to have me come back. And he checked me out. I was absolutely 100% better. There was no signs of any problem in my back. And just to give you an idea, I'm going now on 8 years after this treatment. I'm absolutely pain-free, no symptoms of any kind. So
8 years?
8 years.
Already
I was 62 at that time.
Oh my God.
I'm 70 now.
That's
so
amazing.
8 years.
Amazing.
And just because of that, I did not need any testimonial whether this works or not. So I went on and enrolled myself in this postgraduate diploma in yoga therapy. And just last week, I graduated with this degree after 2.5 years of study.
Oh, amazing. What's your next plans in your work as a doctor?
Well, my next plan is when I go back to the US, I'm going to retire as a physiotherapist, and I'm planning to open a clinic for yoga therapy. Fortunately, I had a good chance to talk to Guruji yesterday, and he said that sounds like a very valid plan. He wants me to pursue that, and hopefully, I have already some doctors who are wanting to send their patients for this yoga therapy. So once I go there, I will probably set up something, talk to some more people, and take care of it.
So amazing. Such an amazing story, my brother.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm really impressed that you guys have taken the time to record this, and I wish you both all the best. I know it's a long ways from Portugal and Moscow, but you seem like very determined people.
Yeah.
And I know nobody is going to stop you from getting your dreams, right?
That's so mutual. And see you soon in America or in Portugal.
Yes,
we welcome you and we wait for you.
I would be very, very happy. I do have plans of traveling, so I might be in Europe sometime. And if I do, our paths cross, I'd certainly like to look you up. All right? Thank you.